A curious young girl named Jaharka embarked on an adventure into a whispering forest, chasing after butterflies. She is immediately greeted by a talking tree, which surprises her but also piques her curiosity. The forest is filled with whispering squirrels and other magical creatures, creating a captivating atmosphere. The Jaharka feels a sense of wonder when she realizes that everything around her is alive and communicating. Sunlight shines through the leaves, drawing changing patterns on the moss-covered ground. The kaleidoscope of butterflies fluttered as it passed by, and their wings are like stained glass. In particular, a very vivid butterfly with sapphires and golden wings catches the eye of Jaharka. She giggles and runs deeper and deeper into the forest, chasing after butterflies. The air is getting colder and colder, and the scent of pine needles fills my nostrils. Suddenly, a loud voice echoed out. "Oh dear, hello, little lady." Jaharka, startled, stepped back and staggered, her heart pounding like the fluttering of a hummingbird's wings. In front of her stood a giant oak tree, and its gnarled face was engraved with centuries-old stories. The oak branches swayed gently, as if beckoning her to come closer. "Word, did you say something?" She stuttered, her eyes wide as if she couldn't believe it. The tree laughed heartily with a deep, resonant sound echoing through the forest. "Of course I told you. If you listen attentively, we are all talking here." Jaharka strained to listen. The air is filled with a chorus of small voices. It's the sound of squirrels whispering secrets and leaves telling of their daily lives. The forest floor seemed to be buzzing with hidden conversations. A small squirrel sat on a branch and winked at her. "Welcome to the whispering forest," he whispered and quickly ran away. Jaharka's initial fear melted away, replaced by an overwhelming sense of wonder. Everything around her seemed alive, communicative, and magical. She felt as if she had entered a dream. As she walked further in, a blue flash caught her eye. A small, brightly colored bird sat on a nearby branch. "Did you hear that?" The chirping sounded chaotic. "The clouds are fighting again. I guess one of them stole the other's rain." Jaharka burst out laughing. The bird's foolish declaration made her feel safe and welcome. This first encounter inspired her to explore the forest further. She felt a new courage welling up within her. The welcoming presence of the forest began to change the way Jaharka perceived himself. She realized she was braver than she thought. The world around her seemed brighter, more vibrant, and full of endless possibilities. She couldn't wait to see what other wonders the whispering forest held. The talking tree smiled, and wrinkles formed around its eyes. "Little child, the forest has many secrets to share," said the branches, creaking softly. "But only those who listen with their hearts can truly understand." Jaharka nodded, her eyes wide with anticipation. She took a deep breath and inhaled the earthy scent of the forest. It was a scent that promised adventure, mystery, and maybe even a little magic. As she continued her journey, she discovered small, glowing mushrooms nestled among the tree roots. They shimmered with a soft, subtle light, illuminating the path ahead. The air became warmer and the sounds of the forest became more intense. She could hear the gentle murmur of the nearby stream and the rustling of leaves that covered the sky. The forest seemed alive with 1,000 different voices, all whispering secrets in her ears. She felt connected to this place, a feeling she had never experienced before. It was as if the forest itself welcomed her, inviting her to become a part of its magical world. Her heart swelled with joy and excitement as she skipped along the path. She couldn't wait to see what other wonders awaited her around the next corner. The butterfly she had been chasing earlier came into view again, leading her deeper into the forest. The butterfly danced and twirled in the air, as if beckoning her to follow. Jaharka laughed and chased the butterfly, her laughter echoing through the trees. She felt as if she was on the verge of discovering something truly special that would change her life forever. The forest seemed to be holding its breath, waiting to reveal its secrets. Jaharka knew deep down that he was exactly where he was supposed to be. She was in the heart of the Whispering Forest. The adventure had just begun, and she was ready to face whatever came her way. She smiled and stepped forward, eager to explore the wonders that lay ahead. Emboldened by their first encounter, Jiharka ventured deeper into the Whispering Forest. Sunlight dappled through the leaves, drawing her towards a soft, rustling sound. As the air grew colder, the smell of moss and damp earth began to waft. Soon she arrived at the River of Reflections, a river that sparkled like liquid moonlight. The river seemed to draw her closer, murmuring with quiet energy. The wise old frog sat majestically on a lotus leaf, wearing a small crown made of woven reeds. "Welcome, Jiharka," said the frog, his mouth wide open. His voice was surprisingly low and clear. "I am the guardian of this river, and I know why you have come." Jiharka, who was curious, went to the riverbank and looked into the water. Instead of her usual appearance, she saw a girl who looked like herself, but was somehow different. Jiharka was taller in the water, her eyes shining with confidence, and a soft smile playing on her lips. "Who is that person?" she whispered, barely able to catch her breath. The frog smiled faintly, and a knowing light gleamed in his golden eyes. "That is your braver side, the one Jiharka loves." He paused, waiting for Jiharka to sense the meaning. "She exists within you, waiting to be discovered and accepted." Jiharka's eyes widened. Her heart pounded in her chest. Could she really be that brave? Does that strength really lie within her? The frog nodded slowly. "The river shows the truth. You already have the power." A warmth spread through Jiharka's chest. He felt a sense of hope and understanding. She didn't have to become someone else. She just had to believe in who she already was. "I want to keep that courage forever," she said with new determination in her voice. Her reflection in the river seemed to shine even brighter, reflecting her determination. The wise frog smiled with a kind and encouraging expression. "So remember this, always be kind and always be grateful. Kindness is the greatest power of all. It protects you, guides you, and connects you to the world around you." As dusk began to paint the sky orange and purple, the forest seemed to stir. The trees rustled their leaves and whispered secrets that only they could understand. A gentle breeze carried the scent of wildflowers and damp earth. The leaves rustled, gently guiding Jiharka back the way he had come. Somehow she realized that the forest was leading her home, reminding her of the lessons she had learned. With every step she took, she felt lighter, filled with new confidence. The reflection of her brave self in the river seemed to follow her, a constant reminder of her inner strength. When Jiharka returned to the cabin, her mother was waiting with a worried look on her face. "Mom!" Jiharka cried and ran into her arms. Her mother's embrace was warm and comforting, a safe haven after her adventures. "I got lost in the Whispering Forest, but I realized much more than I lost. I discovered myself and made new friends." She hugged her mother tightly, grateful for her love and concern. As Jiharka told her adventures, her mother listened attentively, her eyes filled with love and pride. She admired her daughter's courage and the wisdom she had gained. From that day on, whenever the wind blew through the trees, Jiharka could hear the forest whispering her name. It was a reminder of her connection to the magical world and the courage she had found within herself. The whispers were soft and gentle, filled with warmth and encouragement. She felt that the forest would always be a part of her, a place of wonder and self-discovery. She felt that the forest would always be a part of her, a place of wonder and self-discovery. And she was grateful. "I am grateful for the forest, the frogs, and for being braver than I was." She always kept the lessons she learned in the forest in her heart. The importance of kindness, courage, and believing in yourself. A grateful heart. The memory of the river and the wise frog will be etched in her heart forever. The memory of the river and the wise frog will be etched in her heart forever, because the forest will always be there, whispering her name and reminding her of her inner strength. Jiharka smiled with a deep sense of peace and contentment. She knew that her adventure in the Whispering Forest had changed her forever. She was no longer a little girl. She was a brave and kind young woman, and she was ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead, along with the forest. She knew that the forest would always be a part of her, and she would always be a part of the forest, and she was grateful for the magic and wonder it brought into her life. End.